All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and here we go again, because we are all waiting on Donald Trump's VP pick. Who is going to be? I've said this numerous of times that I had always wanted to be my number one pick was Tucker Carlson, and I did say I go with Vivek. I like Vivek. I like Elise Stefanik. Y'all can give me some names down below of who y'all think Donald Trump should choose. And even in the last video, you know, we had watched from Benny. When Benny said that he had it all figured out who Donald Trump's vice president pick was going to be, and Benny said Marco Rubio. But a lot of people was not happy about that. A lot of people saying no, they hope Donald Trump do not pick Marco Rubio because it's just way more better names. Like I said, I even like Byron Donalds. I feel like would be great as a vice president. Like I said before, Elise Stefanik, Carrie Lake. So it's just so many better names to me. Not saying Marco Rubio or trying to call him out on anything. I just feel like it's way more better picks than going with Marco Rubio. You know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this. But then we get this video right here from Benny. He said that the insider reports of Trump's fourth vice president finalists just leaked. So these finalists right here that just leaked, Donald Trump did not want this out. And for some reason it came out. So, because Benny said that it just leaked. So we definitely finna check this out, see exactly who it is, who's the 4 finalists that's left on the list. Because like I said, man, I want it to be Tucker Carlson so bad, but I don't know if Trump gonna go the Tucker Carlson way because Tucker Carlson might not want to do it. But like I said, we shall see. Make sure y'all please hit that like button. That's very, very important. Please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody that always watches the entire video. When you do that, YouTube will share it so more people can see my reaction. So I appreciate everybody that comes straight in. Hit that like button. Watch the video to the end and let me know in the comment section that you did that. All right. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this one, y'all. Let's go.
Thank you very much.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. All right, it's go time. There is an article that just published on Bloomberg saying that Donald Trump is down to 4 vice presidential selection finalists, and that these finalists are actually doing auditions, apprentice style, for some of the biggest donors for the president's campaign. So here we go. What does the article say, and do we agree with it, and what do our sources say? We're going to cover all that in this video. So the article says there are 4 choices now with Donald Trump, down to 4 choices for the vice presidency, and actually that some recent news about Kristi Noem actually knocked her off the list. But again, we're getting ahead of ourselves. The 4 finalists are Tim Scott, of South Carolina, Senator. Tim Scott, South Carolina. Doug Burgum, who's the North Dakota governor. Marco Rubio, senator from Florida. And also J.D. Vance from Ohio. So these are, I think, all good candidates. Now, you'll know, if you follow this channel, that I really liked Vivek.
Me too.
A VP selection.
Me too.
Okay, so I'm going to straight up lay my cards down there.
Yeah.
And say, this is something that I wanted. I saw a lot of value in that. I saw a lot of external and internal polling to show that that would be like a good pivot there. Still, this I think is a solid list. So let's begin with Tim Scott. All right. So Tim Scott is senator from South Carolina. Has been a pretty staunch Donald Trump ally. Is, I would say, very mild when it comes to his politics. Is certainly like a more of a Senate centrist, right? Mm-hmm. Has never really been out front on any hot issues,
right?
But still is relatively dynamic. And is somebody that Donald Trump talked about really, really kindly when he was in South Carolina. Tim Scott was in the front row. Tim Scott's been sort of like auditioning for this for quite a while. Here's Donald Trump in South Carolina saying, hey, this Tim Scott guy, I like this guy.
When Biden ran, he pledged he was going to pick a female vice president in 2020. What qualities are you looking for in your vice presidential pick?
Well, always the first quality has to be somebody that you think will be a good president, because if something should happen, you have to have somebody that's going to be a great president. A lot of people are talking about that gentleman right over there. And he's been so great. He's been such a great advocate. I have to say, this is in a very positive way, Tim Scott. He has been much better for me than he was for himself. I watched his campaign, and he doesn't like talking about himself, but boy, does he talk about Trump. And I said, I called him. I said, Tim, you're better for me than you were for yourself. But he's fantastic, and he's a fantastic person.
Someone who can step into the role.
Most importantly, you have to view that.
Also in New Hampshire, before the New Hampshire primaries, Tim Scott, who did run for president, right? So Tim Scott did run for president here in 2024. In New Hampshire, Tim Scott is straight up grabbing the microphone, saying how much he loves Donald Trump. Like, literally, I just love you, man.
Did you ever think that she actually appointed you, Tim? And think of it, appointed, and you're the senator of his state, and she endorsed me. You must really hate her. No, it's a shame. It's a shame. Uh-oh.
I just love you.
No, that's why he's a great politician.
I think the value, obviously, of this pick would be to consolidate some of that, some of the erosion that Joe Biden has with the working class, right? With minority communities and so forth. And I think, obviously, to assuage some donors. Tim Scott's obviously a sort of a darling of the donors, and so on. Moving on to Doug Burgum.
Okay.
Doug Burgum, literally virtually nothing about the guy. He was a tech CEO. He's a successful businessman.
Don't need him.
And he's a successful governor. And he's great. But I think he's not what you want here, right?
Not for a vice president.
Kind of the boring chief of staff guy. This is not this is not a motivator for anyone, myself included. And moving on to J.D. Vance. I really like J.D.
I like J.D. Vance.
We know J.D. Vance. Met J.D. Vance before a couple times, worked with him on some stuff. I'm a huge fan of J.D. Vance. He is fresh into the Senate. He's not been in the Senate for very long. He's only been in the Senate a few years, like 2 years. I think that he's got a really excellent. I think he's done an excellent job in the Senate, and I'd like to see him stay there. To be quite honest with you, I see the value in it. I get it. He's very much the type of populist, intellectual populist that could really help shore up a bit of the the intellectual, philosophical weight behind the Trump campaign for the messaging. So, I like J.D. Vance. I like J.D. Vance. I think that he'd be better served staying in the Senate and consolidating the freedom movement inside of the Senate. And I think the Senate's going to be really, really important. And so, I don't know about that. The one that I am the most interested in.
See, the thing about it, I get exactly what Doug is saying. It's you like J.D. Vance, but it's best for him to stay where he's at. Because I would have loved for the four. If it's four right here left. It could have been a way better four. It could have been Elise Stefanik. I'd love to see a woman up there. You know what I'm saying? Like Elise Stefanik. Somebody that got that fight in them. You need somebody there to get on that microphone and talk that talk. And Elise Stefanik, because if you watch any of her hearings, she do not play around. And Elise Stefanik always has Donald Trump back. So I'd love to see Elise Stefanik up there. I'd love to see Vivek up there. Byron Donalds. And I have no problem with Tim Scott. I like Tim Scott, but I don't think Tim Scott will be the person that can get on that microphone when Trump really, really need him to get on that microphone and talk. Just look at the difference between when Tim Scott talk on the microphone and when Vivek talk on the microphone. It's a way bigger difference. Vivek got that bite. He got that dog in him. And he got he get on that microphone and he'll tell you exactly the way it is. So I would rather see Vivek up on there. Like I said, Elise Stefanik, Byron Donalds. There's so many names. If you want to throw Marjorie Taylor Greene or Carrie Lake, because they, like I said, they ain't afraid to talk. They will talk. So, Tulsi Gabbard, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But Marco Rubio, You know what I'm saying? J.D. Vance, I'd rather for him to stay where he's doing. Tim Scott stay where he's doing. And I don't really know too much about Doug Burgum. So... But it could be in a way of Donald Trump might not pick down one of these guys that's on this list. But they did say this was leaked out of out of Mar-a-Lago, so I don't know. But we shall see. But, you know, I would have rather at least see a woman up there. If I had to pick, I love Elise Stefanik, man. Elise, oh, my God. She will kill it. I'm telling you. But y'all let me know, what do y'all think? Do y'all rather like my picks that I said I would rather see up there than these names? Let me know in the comment section.
And is Marco Rubio, because I've really thought it through, and I think that's actually the pick. Like, I believe that that's actually the pick.
See, as y'all hear with Benny saying again, he believed that it's Marco Rubio. And a lot of people did not like Marco Rubio, but I did have some people that come in my chat, and they were like, hey, dog, I'm telling you, just give Marco Rubio a chance. We like him. But it was more dislikes than likes. I can say that. So, you know, let me know about that one in the comment section. I just feel like, personally, I don't have a problem with Marco Rubio. I just feel like it's better names that Trump can go with than, you know, Marco Rubio, J.D. Vance, Tim Scott, Doug Burgum. But I do like J.D. Vance. Don't get it wrong. I have no problem with J.D. Vance. But, you know, we need like a Vivek or at least Stefanik or, you know, Byron Donald. Some people who get out there on that microphone and they talk that talk, especially when they need to.
That Donald Trump's going to go with, and that this is going to be pretty, because I've really thought it through, and I think that's actually the pick. Like, I believe that that's actually the pick that Donald Trump's going to go with, and that this is going to be a pretty obvious pick when you actually break down the numbers. One, you have close to 80 million or more Latino voters here in America. It's 20% of the population. Marco Rubio is fluent in Spanish, and Marco Rubio has, you know, been on the campaign trail with Donald Trump and a strong ally of Donald Trump, in charge of the Senate Foreign Relations Intelligence Committees, and can shore up sort of that wing for the president. So that, you know, that's sort of my thoughts. What's Donald Trump's thoughts? Well, he was asked yesterday about this, and here was the response.
It's almost a tradition to stop and talk to the press as he goes in and out of the courtroom. And yesterday, as he was leaving, reporters asked him when he's going to announce his running mate for this November.
Who's your favorite right now?
My favorite for what?
Vice President.
Oh, who's my favorite for vice president? Well, I'll be making that determination sometime prior to the convention.
Finally, I'll give you this. Here's Marco Rubio, who does a lot of interviews on Univision, a lot of interviews in Spanish, speaking to Fox News. This was 2 years ago, speaking to Fox News, answering questions in Spanish, and sort of making the case for why Latino voters should be voting Republican. Here we go.
Using their Spanish skills to stand out on last night's debate stage.
The Hispanic vote matters a lot. Will this help them get it? So how is it perceived? Let's ask Florida GOP Senator Marco Rubio. Senator, you saw the segue. I know you watched last night. You saw the segue to Spanish by at least 3 candidates. Is that effective in the Hispanic community as you know it?
Bueno, primero, muchas gracias por tenerme hoy con ustedes.
By watching Univision?
Oh, sorry, wrong network. But look, I think that the problem is they didn't have answers to real problems. They didn't have an answer in English. They didn't have an answer in Spanish. They did the border crisis. Okay, you've got children. You saw this tragic picture a couple days ago of a father and a daughter who drowned. It's very sad what's happening. It's terrible. But the solution to their problems is not that dangerous journey. These guys tell you, they want to decriminalize crossing the border. They're fighting us now on providing more money to take care of people that are already here. They don't want to do anything about the laws that are actually luring people here. But they don't have any answers for how to fix it. They don't have any answers for how to fix it. They didn't have an answer in English. They don't have an answer in Spanish. And by the way, I find it ironic. They're in Miami having this debate. Not a single question was asked, and not a single candidate tried to interject anything about Latin America, not about Cuba, not about the crisis and terrible tragedy in Venezuela, or the horrible things that are happening in Nicaragua. I think it tells you they just honestly don't care or aren't comfortable talking about those issues. Well, I thought that was enlightening.
Well, wow. So y'all let me know, man, in the comment section, what do y'all think? Who y'all think Donald Trump should pick? I hope he don't pick now one of these. Like I said, I have no problem with the ones that's on the Final Four, but I just feel like it's better names, man. Tucker, Vivek, Byron, Elise, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Carrie Lake. I mean, it's just so many names that Trump can go with, But like I said, we shall see. Y'all let me know what do y'all think? Do y'all think the Final Four you know what I'm saying, is Trump should pick from one of these, let me know in the comment section. But thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.